Hi everybody, it's me, Lisa T, coming at you with some positive energy, doing a lights out with Lisa, cause it's nighttime. Oh, the nighttime voice. Oh, the little, I haven't done that voice in a while. Okay, we're going to be reading The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. It's the nighttime granny voice, storytelling voice. Lighten up your life with Lisa, reading The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. So we are reading Learning to Wait. That was a good one. And oh my gosh, and I was just having conversations with friends like multiple times today about this piece too. Interesting. Anyways, okay, October 9th. Self-disclosure. Ooh, and this was in my conversations with my friends tonight too, about like what we disclose. Learning to gently reveal. I'm just giggling because it's so cool how this book parallels my life always, every time. Okay, self-disclosure, October 9th. Learning to gently reveal who we are is how we open ourselves up to love and intimacy in our relationships. Many of us have hidden under a protective shell, a casting that prevents others from seeing us or hurting us. Oh my God, I was helping another friend. So I had awesome conversations that work, but there was one friend in particular today I was helping, and we were talking about, I was sharing with her about this protective personality that we learn in childhood. So and it came out of my mouth so beautifully. It wasn't my words. Whenever I'm doing this kind of stuff, it just like, I feel like I'm just channeling something else. This is not from me. This is just like something coming out of me. So I was talking about, so as children, we're like, oh, if I do this, I get love. And if I do this, love is taken away. Oh, if I do this, I get love. If I do this, love is taken away. So we start to then, we're either protective or, oh my God, what's the other word? Protective or, not, oh my gosh, protective or, okay. So anyways, we start to then learn, okay, so I'm not going to be me, but what I'm going to do is play a part of this because that will get me love. And I do want to do this, but I'm not going to do that because if I do that, I've learned that I don't get love that way. It gets taken away. So we start, we create a protective personality where we don't show anybody what's really going on because we're just playing a part. We're just, it's not the, oh God, the protect. Okay, I got to move on from it. So we end up hiding in that. And then this causes the people pleasing. This causes addictive behaviors because we're suffering. We're in a shell and we're isolated internally. So then we just make an external isolation by going into addictive behaviors and never facing our true selves because it's scary, because we're scared that people are not going to accept it and love it. And that's just not the case. It's just what we learned from parents who weren't aware. And so we've hidden under these under a protective shell, a casting that prevents others from seeing us or hurting us. Because what we're worried about is being hurt. I don't want to get hurt. So if I don't want to get hurt, then I have to do this and I have to be this instead of just being who we are, just raw and real. So we do not want to be that vulnerable. We do not want to expose our thoughts, feelings, fears, weaknesses, and sometimes our strengths to others. So we do not want to be that vulnerable. So many of us have hidden under protective shell, a casting that prevents others from seeing or hurting us. We do not want to be that vulnerable. We do not want to expose our thoughts, feelings, fears, weaknesses, and sometimes our strengths to others. When we're in the protective shell. So we do not want others to see who we really are. We may be afraid that they might judge us, go away. That's mainly abandon or reject, right? Huge core wounds for so many people. We may be afraid they might judge us, go away, or not like us. Performing personality. It's the protective or performing. We're either performing for that person so that we will get love, or performing so that love is not taken away, or we protect so that we get love or love is not taken away. Protective or performing personalities. So we may be uncertain. Okay, so we may be afraid that they might judge us, go away, or not like us. We may be uncertain that who we are is okay, or exactly how we should reveal ourselves to others. Who we are is okay, and this is who we should reveal instead of playing a part, instead of performing, instead of protecting. Just be who we are. Being vulnerable can be frightening, of course, because we've learned that in the past we couldn't do that, so we'd be rejected, our love would be taken away. So of course it's going to be scary to try it new as adults, not as little children anymore. As little children, we couldn't leave the relationship, and we couldn't leave that home. We couldn't get a new job. We couldn't, we couldn't remove ourselves, set boundaries. We had to just go with the flow, right? But now we can go with the flow in a different way. But by being vulnerable can be frightening, especially if we have lived with people who abused, mistreated, manipulated, or did not appreciate us. That was me. Little by little, we learn to take the risk of revealing ourselves. We disclose the real person within to others. I've learned that in my recovery years, building awesome friendships and learning that I am okay as I am because my friends accept and love me as I am, and I can be my true self. And I'll tell you, it's so relieving and it's so freeing and it feels so good to just say what's on my mind without like scripting it or thinking about too hard about what I got to say. It just comes out. It just comes out. And I know that they know that I'm, compassionate, kind. They see me more than I see me. I need to call my friends often to be reminded about who I am, because I lose sight of it because I get stuck in old stuff, old messages in my head. Once an old message is triggered, it's hard for me to unravel it unless I talk to someone. So, so we can disclose. So I've learned that I can disclose the real person within to others. We pick safe people. They got to be safe people. Someone that that gets it. Someone that will understand. Someone that's been where you've been. That's an easy way to know that someone's going to get you, is that they've experienced things you've experienced. They understand. They've been there, done that, right? So they got to be safe. And so this is one thing I learned many years ago. I remember, I think I talked about this recently in a video, that my therapist said to me, Lisa, you just trust everybody. You can't do that. People have to earn your trust, right? So when the friendships I made, they were built over time and over moments. It wasn't just share it all in the beginning. You learn to find that trust is built. The trust is built is my point. So bits and pieces. So we disclose the real person within to others. We pick safe people and we begin to disclose bits and pieces about ourselves. There it is. So bits and pieces at a time. It happens over time. Trust is built over time. We don't just vomit it all on. I used to do that too. I think I could trust someone, so I would just splurge it all out there. And that's icky for someone else to receive. They don't know you. Get bits and pieces, stages. We got to be patient. We got to take it one step at a time. The same way we do recovery step work, life and building relationship and getting to the vulnerable piece. You do it one step at a time, by one piece at a time, sharing yourselves to people that you want to feel safe with, people that you want to feel safe with. So bits and pieces. Sometimes out of fear, we may withhold, thinking that the withholding will help the relationship or will help others like us more. But that is an illusion. Withholding who we are does not help us, the other person, or the relationship. And I'll tell you, when I'm withholding, it's painful. I hate it. I feel like there's a plug in the jug, like I'm suffocating, like I'm being piled down by rocks or something like that. Withholding who we are does not help us, the other person, or the relationship. Withholding is a behavior that backfires. For true intimacy and closeness to exist, for us to love ourselves and be content in a relationship, we need to disclose who we are. Now, that does not mean that we tell all to everyone all at once, like I just spoke about, right? That can be self-defeating behavior too. We can learn to trust ourselves about who to tell, when to tell, where to tell, and how much to tell. So there's a process, and again, it's not all or nothing, right? We're navigating this slowly but surely. To trust that people will love us and like us if we are exactly who we are is frightening, but it's the only way that we can achieve what we want in a relationship. To let go of our need to control others, their opinions, their feelings about us, or the course of relationship is the key. So if you're withholding because you want it to go a certain way, that's going to be manipulation and control, and it's not going to work out. Manipulation and control always backfires. So if you're withholding, you can be actually trying to control someone else's opinion of you, their feelings about us, or the course of relationship. And we can't do that. We got to let go of the need to control others. Gently, like a flower, we can learn to open up like a flower. So just slowly, as a little bit more water comes in and more nourishment, you open up a little bit more. And then a little bit more nourishment comes in, the trust comes in, you can open up a little bit more. More trust is built, you can open up a little more, a little more, a little more. So gently like a flower, we can learn to open up. Like a flower, we will do that when the sun shines and there is warmth, when there's support, when there's love. Here's your prayer for today. Today, I will begin to take the risk of disclosing who I am to someone with whom I feel safe. I will let go some of my protective devices and risk being vulnerable. Even though I may have been taught differently, even though I may have taught myself differently, I will disclose who I am in a way that reflects self-responsibility, self-love, directness, and honesty. I got to read that again and start again because that was so beautiful, that last. So disclosing ourselves with self-responsibility, self-love, directness, and honesty. It's about that, doing it with that. So today I will begin to take the risk of disclosing who I am to someone with whom I feel safe. I will let go of some of my protected devices and risk being vulnerable. Even though I may have been taught differently, even though I may have taught myself differently, I will disclose who I am in a way that reflects self-responsibility, self-love, directness, and honesty. God, help me let go of my fears about disclosing who I am to people. Help me accept who I am and help me let go of my need to be who people want me to be. Just be who you are because you're beautiful, amazing, and perfect, just as you are right now in this very moment, and the next, and the next, and the next. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Happy Thanksgiving as well. Hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're on the journey with me, and enjoy loving yourself and letting go.